Welcome, welcome. Welcome in. We're just throwing together some weird sounds for a little Sunday hangout. It's almost spring. Spring is coming. I can feel it in the air. The days are longer. I don't even care about my seasonal depression because it is leaving me right now. All right. Let's record a little something. We can do that. Just make sure. Let's see what we got. Okay. Get a little lo-fi beat going. Not this one though. Maybe. Maybe this little buddy. Hey Aurora, you coming to say hi? Whoops. Come here. Aurora doesn't like to be picked up. Say hi to YouTube and Instagram and everybody. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah. It's about as long as you'll ever get her to sit with you. Aight. us off? Let's see. There's this awesome little like warm up, sort of chord warm up that I've been doing that I found on YouTube or somewhere. I want to see if I can play it with all of us together. Yeah, there it is. All right, so actually in a couple minutes or a little bit later, I was hoping to share some music from this new game I've been... Whoop! God damn it. This is a pain. If anybody knows how to tighten the jack connection in a bass guitar, I would love that because this thing slips out if you look at it wrong. I'll pick that back up in a second. But yeah, and a couple later in the stream, I wanted to share some music from this game I've been playing. I thought I could jam along with it, but in the meantime, there's this, I wanted to use this cool warm-up I've been doing, stacking fourths. Yeah, that's it.
Bigger, brighter, and in natural color.
Is this it? No, this is too long. There was just a little short, just a cool little short. Let's go to, oops, okay. I'm gonna find this real quick. Just play along with it. Yeah. No, that's not it. Yep, that's the one. All right, sweet. Cool. So it doesn't really matter that you can't see it. Oh, and I guess I can I'll put these guys away for now. Okay. So this is just a little warm-up that utilizes the circle of fourths, which I didn't realize until this lesson is just the mirror image of the circle of fifths. What? What's all that stuff? Okay, the circle of fifths is when you draw a circle and then around the perimeter of the circle you write notes. You write the notes, typically starting with C up in 12 o'clock. Let me get a picture of that. C up at the top, and then each degree moving clockwise around the circle is 1/5, musical interval of a fifth above that. So C, D, E, F, G is a fifth above, so G comes next on the circle. G, A, B, C, D, D, E, F, G, A. So it's always like moving in fifths. And then if you mirror it, if you're moving in the other direction, counterclockwise, it's moving in fourths. So C to F, C, D, E, F, that's a fourth. F, G, A, B flat, that's a fourth, etc. So that's the thing that this guy is talking about. And he uses them to spice up an ordinary chord progression.
To the sixth chord, E minor.
So he's starting with just a little jam that starts in G and then is in E minor. I mean, those are the two chords. It's always in G. The key of the song is in G, but E minor is a chord within that key. So check out how he uses the circle of fourths to sort of inform what flavor chords to throw in there before the transition. So like, just right to the E, nothing flavory there. But now when I go back to the G, I could do a fourth above G to lead myself into it. And I can do the same thing going back to the E. So like, let's just play along with this because it's fun when they do it. There's an awesome guy in upright bass. There's a little guy in the drum kits back there. And obviously this pianist is supremely good.
G major to the 6th chord, E minor. We're going to play one of our favorite games here. We're going to stack some plagals. So in fourths, a fourth to E minor. And then a fourth back to G. Now we're going to start stacking 2 fourths. Back to G. 3 fourths, 3 4. 4 fourths. 4 fourths back. Take it through all 12 keys.
Almost had it.
G major.
I messed up the end, I think.
To the 6th chord, E minor. We're going to play one of our favorite games here. We're going to stack some plagals. So in fourths, a fourth to E minor. And then a fourth back to G. Now we're going to start stacking 2 fourths. 2 fourths back to G. 3 fourths, 3 4. 4 fourths. 4 fourths back. Take it through all 12 keys, and you're good to go.
All right, that's it. That's my fun thing. I've been playing that like every day. It's only a minute long, but I just love the groove they get going. And okay, you know what? Just for fun, and just because I love. So obviously there, I'm just playing the root notes on the bass. It's also fun to play along with the chords. Okay, permit me one more. Permit me one more.
G major to the 6th chord, E minor. We're going to play one of our favorite.
Sorry. I forgot I tuned this down.
Games here. Let's stack some plagals. So in fourths, a fourth to E minor. And then a fourth back to G. Now we're going to start stacking 2 fourths.
Oh gosh, sorry. It's not fun when the guitar's out of tune, is it? Yikes. Yikes. I had tuned it down a half step. Because I was singing something in a different key. But I think that time has passed and we should just get this back up into standard. Oh, word. Okay, sorry. Let me turn up the... Or that's just a good note for the future. I'm not sure why it was so low. Or maybe I do know why. Or maybe I do.
2/4 back to G. 3/4. The magic of G major.
Well, I won't worry too much about
To the 6th.
volumes up there. Yo no sé por qué no puedes oír. Porque el sonido es muy,
We're going to play one of
muy
my favorite
bajo.
songs here.
El sonido está muy bajo. ¿Qué está pasando? Oh, right. Spacey, Space Jam, Space Jam. All right, here we go, here we go. Oh, that was better? You could hear more of it? Okay. What? My goodness. Wow, that was a perfect example of my attention issues. I was just talking a minute ago about retuning this because I had tuned it down a half step, started to do it, fixed the lowest string, and then started thinking about something else, I think, and was playing around with different guitar sounds and thought, wow, this chord doesn't sound the way it should. Yeah, that'll happen when you only tune one of your 6 strings. And that's just sort of how I operate without supervision, is just goldfish brain, moving from one thing to another, realizing I forgot the first thing, going back to it, jumping to a third thing, going back to the first thing. Yes, I am. We share a lot of the same DNA. All right. Almost. Oh, for sure. I think we can definitely find a kitty. Looking really cute now. I think it's good to go. She's right. Ooh. She's right there on the couch. Ooh. Right there on my fingy. But I think I can get my phone camera going. Yup. That's how we do. Oh, I guess I gotta disconnect. There we go. Yeah, Maya's doing good. She had a healthy checkup at the vet, and she's 17 pounds. She's a big girl. She's a very big girl. And we love her. But yeah, it's definitely never had a 17-pound cat. Our last Maine Coon, Frankie, never got that big. She's amazing. She's a big, amazing girl. Yeah, she's a big lion for sure, for sure. For sure. Is she really? Oh wow, I'd love to see the two of them play together. That'd be so funny.
my external speaking. I'm just not doing it. But
when the Earth is facing away from the sun and seems to be in darkness because it is facing away from the source of light, when it turns round and suddenly the Earth is lit up, does the Earth turn on that light? Is light suddenly created? Does anything happen to sunlight? No. The sunlight was always shining with the same brightness. It was the Earth that turned its back on the light and as a result appeared to go into darkness. So the separate self is like the Earth, which seems, from its own illusory point of view, to turn its back on its source. Why? Because the separate self it comes into apparent existence when consciousness rises in the form of attention. And the only way consciousness can rise in the form of attention is by ceasing to gaze at itself, by assuming the limitations of the body and therefore becoming a finite mind. And only as that finite mind can it face away from itself. So the return to itself it appears to be the return of a finite self. When the finite self returns to itself, an infinite consciousness is revealed, simultaneous with that realization, with that revelation of this remembering, this recognition is, the separate self never came into existence. There was never any real separate self that left its home, that undertook a flight, and that returned to itself. All that was an illusion of an illusion. The primary illusion is personal consciousness, the finite mind. The second illusion is then everything that finite mind does to retrace its steps back to its origin. And then there is this recognition at some point. I never left home. I have never been, there has never been anything other than infinite consciousness, God's being, knowing itself in all of experience. And that God's infinite being shines in the mind as the experience I am aware. That is God's signature in the mind. The feeling of peace and happiness is God's footprint in the heart. That is the way at the human level God, infinite consciousness, infiltrates the human experience. And that's why there are these two paths elaborated, the path of jnana, following the I am aware thought, or the path of bhakti, following love or happiness. If we take either of these feelings, which seem to be very human feelings, we think, I, the human being, am aware, I, the body-mind, am aware, or the human feeling, I, the body-mind, am happy. If we follow the awareness or the happiness, if we follow them, we realize we actually fall out of the body mind. The experience of happiness and the experience of I am aware, they are identical experiences. They are God's being shining in the body mind. And if we trace either of those experiences, we fall out of the body mind. We pass out of time into eternity. The I thought, the rising of the finite self, is the portal through which God's being passes in order to become apparently finite and appear as the world, appear as a separate self and an outside world. It is the same portal, the I thought or the feeling of happiness, that the apparently separate self passes through in the other direction, out of time, into eternity. So you're right, that to speak of enlightenment is to make a concession, and it is a legitimate concession, because most of us feel I am a separate person. So as a compassionate concession to that belief and feeling, the spiritual traditions elaborate various paths to something called enlightenment, which is simply the recognition. It's why it's called a recognition or the remembrance of God. It is a remembering, not a remembering of something in time, but a remembering of something that everybody knows. The fact that everybody longs for happiness is itself the sign that happiness is the longing for happiness is happiness itself calling the apparently separate self back into itself. And when the finite self, the apparently finite self, sinks into its source, collapses into its source, there is this revelation. I was never anything other than that. There was all the time, even in my apparent ignorance, there was only God's infinite being shining. I have never been anything other than that. There is nothing other than that. All of this is only that. And then we cannot even talk about God's infinite being, because infinite means not finite. In other words, God's being is not finite, or consciousness is not finite. But where are all these finite things that we are saying consciousness is not? From consciousness's point of view, there are no finite things to compare itself with. So we cannot even say God's being is infinite. Consciousness is infinite, is prior to either finite or infinite. In fact, we cannot even name it consciousness, because consciousness only means something in relationship to objects. But without the objects, we cannot name that which truly is as anything. And then we feel silent. And that is why the highest teaching, and Ramana Maharshi said this, the highest teaching is silence for that reason. But because his students didn't understand that, he said, okay, I will elaborate these paths for you, I will make a concession. And hence he started speaking. But when we really explore the heart of our experience, we come to this feeling realization, and we cannot speak. My mother knew a painter when she was young called Shatin Sonachi. She was having a conversation with her early days, and she said, if there is a God, how do you even dare mention his name? That was so beautiful. The reality of our experience, all there is the reality of our experience. All the names and forms are only this reality, but that reality has no name. We should, with the teaching for us.
I'm gonna take a little break.
Take a little break. I'm so glad you could hang out, Jess. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna stream again soon. I want to show you this cool game that I've been playing and share some of the music from it because it's beautiful. But I think maybe I'll hop on tomorrow night or sometime this week. Okay, have a great